Okay, guys, I'm new to bladesmithing and blacksmithing and the whole 9 yards, so I don't have a lot of equipment. Um, I decided I was going to try to make myself a knife. So there's my blank. Over there you can see another blank. This one I went a little crazy with the angle grinder, and it was my first profile I ever made, and I really liked it, but I messed it up. Got it way too thin with the angle grinder. Uh, by the way, this is just some flat steel stock that I picked up from uh, uh, Jones Iron. Actually, they built a new shop there, and I'm a land surveyor. And we did some construction staking and some flood certificate information for them, that kind of stuff. That's how I knew about them, and I just went by there and got quite a bit of their scrap steel. I got a few 1/4-inch plates, different lengths and widths, all 1/4-inch diameter, or diameter, I guess you could call it. Anyway, long story short, I've hand filed this knife down to what it is with the bevel and all, and I've got it down to where it's ready to heat treat, but didn't want to mess it up because I'd never heat treated anything before. So, of course, watched some videos and tried some normalizing cycles and a quench this evening. So here is number one. So this was before any cycles. No normalizing, no nothing. And this is actually showing up a lot better than I thought it would. Anyway, you can see how it's real sandy. It's real gritty. Grain structure. I have no idea what kind of steel this is, by the way. I'm guessing, I don't know. I hate to guess. Anyway, so here is after one, it's number two. So yeah, actually I think this was after two normalizing cycles. You could see the grain structure started to get a little tighter, but not as, it's still pretty gritty. Sorry, this one didn't seem to have this one was a lot harder to break, the piece off of there. It is a lot smaller than the other pieces, but anyway. So there's probably the best look I can get you at the grain structure right there. So two normalizing cycles. Then I know I have a lot of pieces here left to see, but actually these are all the same. These are after the 3 normalizing cycles and a quench. So there's the 3. And I meant to break it off the same side of the bar. I tried to pay close attention to make sure I was getting the even heat all the way through the bar, which this is what I was using as a test piece. I know it's nowhere near the width of my blank is, but it's whatever, guys. I was just trying to go through a quench without the first one being on a knife I put a million file strokes into. So a lot happier with this grain structure. You can tell a huge difference. It is so much tighter than the other ones. Sorry, I was trying to get them all together. Here is 1 versus 3. Let's get a good look at 1 versus 3 so you can tell the difference. 3 is on the right, 1 is on the left. Some people may say, well, I don't really see that much of a difference there, man. But there is actually, maybe the camera's not doing it justice. I'm having some trouble getting it to zoom in. But there was actually a huge difference between the one on the right, which is no normalizing cycles, to the one on the left, which has 3 normalizing cycles and went through a quench. There you go. Now you can see a big difference between the grain structures. Sorry, that one did get a little dirty for my fingers. So here's the same bar, where the end didn't get dirty. Hopefully you can see how tight that grain structure really is. Versus, let me find 1 again. Versus 1. Which you can see how sandy that looks. Anyway, So I during the quench cycle, or during the normalizing cycles, I just, again guys, just I don't have anything really to use besides some basic tools, so I just used a magnet, another blank I made because I made a bunch of blanks because I had a bunch of steel. So I was just going through and finding designs that I liked. Anyway, this is what I held the magnet to, and I just kept touching it on this piece of steel. Through the first normalizing cycle, I'll admit, the magnet grabbed a whole lot more on the end of the billet. We'll call it a billet with some quotation marks as a billet than it did in the middle, because the middle was hotter, of course. So the other ones, I made sure that I got a nice even heat all the way through, and I made sure that I touched the magnet on this end and the center and this end, that it didn't stick. The magnet didn't stick anywhere. By the way, it's a robo magnet, man, that I had left over from when I worked at a machine shop. So it was definitely should have been a good magnet to test with. And so it was the first time I had ever intentionally heated metal to a non-magnetic state, which was, pretty awesome. And my first quench, I felt like, was awesome. Anyway, can't wait to do it to this knife blank. I'm also going to try tempering this in the oven. Also, I'm just going to try to go through the whole process before I do it again to the knife blank that I did a million file strokes on. And I really like, it feels really good in your hand. I like that I have a heel to the knife handle there. I'm going to put some Osage orange wood on it as a handle, because I live in Missouri, and Osage orange is native to the Midwest, and I can't wait to see what kind of cool colors I can get out of it. Anyway, all right guys, thanks for checking it out. See you later. First quench, heat treat, normalizing, blase. See ya.